evening. Well, I'm really excited for tonight because it's a aromatherapy inspired practice, and I'm super excited because I have some new moves that I am just recently able to do. It's nothing crazy, it's just that I haven't been able to do down dog. So we're gonna be able to do a few down dogs during this practice. Nice full upper body and lower body stretch along with that. So super stoked. Um, let's go ahead and just ground ourselves from today. And we're going to use our aromatherapy shortly after that. So I'm going to bring my oil right before me, whatever one you like to use first. Let's go ahead and bring the hands onto your knees, palms down. You can drop your chin down to your chest if you like. Let's close your eyes. Just find your breath. As your mind and body settles in, take a moment just to turn that attention inward. Begin to listen to the quality of the breath you have. Slowly deepen your breath. Allow a calm breath into your mind. And a deep, slow breath, slightly parting your mouth out. A breath into your nose, deeply calming. A breath out, softly opening your mouth, allowing the thoughts of your mind to release. Another deep breath in, quiet your mind. A gentle breath out, relax your body. Okay. If there's anything you're still holding on to that you need to release, we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together. A cleansing breath with a breath in through your nose. When we breathe out, You want to open your mouth and release out a whole sound. So take this slow. Allow yourself to intake every breath in, every breath of air in. Allow yourself to exhale and empty out the last bits of what you need to let go and release. Let's do this together. Empty your last exhale here. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. Last one. Deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. You can open your eyes, feeling calm and relaxed. Let's go ahead and grab onto that essential oil that you picked for tonight. You're going to open it up. I'm going to just start by basic application. I like to use my essential oils through the temples of my head. So I'm going to take it through the temples of my head and just start to roll it in, rub it in. I'm going to pause for a moment. Once you kind of allow it to apply, allow it to sink into your skin. I'm going to have you use your middle finger and your ring finger and just place it onto your temples. And just close your eyes while you do this, creating circular motions into your temples. Whenever I have headaches, whenever I need to relieve stress, I always take a moment in my day to apply it to my temples. Just gently massage into this point, this pressure point. You can play with this by using your thumbs. And just slowly relax your hands down. You can open your eyes. Throughout this practice during our long holds, if your hands are free, you can feel free to go back into that space for reapplication. It feels so good. We're going to do another application. I'm going to take that oil and put it into your inner wrist. And then you can go ahead and just close your oil up, set it aside. And we're just going to rub our inner wrist space together. We're going to start to ease into that low back and then work into our aromatherapy space. So you're just going to start to gently round your back. Go ahead and just let your elbows down. And if they don't, if you can't round down, they don't touch the floor, maybe just bring them onto your thighs. Rub the inner wrists together. And you're just going to gently fold your body forward here. You're going to start to bring your hands and wrists up towards your face, not deepening into the posture, just simply rounding your back. Close your eyes. Just slowly and deeply develop the body of your breath. That deep breath in, that deep breath out. Two more breaths here. Very gently, just let your hands down. You can gently open your eyes and start to extend your arms forward, coming into our seated forward fold. Take it slow. Start to lengthen into that low back, the upper back, the shoulder space. And then once you're ready, you can roll your head between your upper arms, tucking your chin down to your chest. Just walk your hands over to the left. And then breathe in, guide back towards the center. Exhale, come over to the right. And start to release back forward. And then gently start to glide your hands in, rolling your upper body up one vertebrae at a time. Once your head rises, take the shoulders up to the ears and roll them back and down. Complete the hands onto your knees to start to take movements into the shoulders. Inhale, rising the shoulders up towards the ears, and just exhale, relax them down. So that two more times. We're going to start to reverse that, but this time you're going to take the hands onto your elbows and inhale, roll them up and back, and then exhale, roll the elbows forward and in. You're going to take this a few more times, just warming up to those shoulder joints. And then gently just lower your hands down. I'm going to take the arms up towards the sky. And just exhale, come back down to the heart center. Start to spread the fingertips wide. Spread them wide, collect that energy, positive energy around you, and then draw it back into your heart space. Let's do that one more time. Feel the depth of your breath moving through the arms. And then exhale, bring it back down to the heart center. Feeling good. Let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. So I'm going to pretend that my left side is actually going to be the top of my mat, and this will be the back of my mat. It's going to come onto tabletop pose. So you want to bring it onto your hands and knees here. You can untuck your toes if you like. Hands underneath the shoulders. And let's start to open your heart space forward, tailbone up. As you exhale, roll the tailbone down towards your pelvic bone, round into your butt. And inhale, release, open your heart space forward, let it feel good. And then exhale, release down. You can take this movement at your own pace. Even close your eyes so you can really observe where you are in tonight's body. Okay, let's come back towards the center. I'm going to invite you to take the hands forward, tuck your toes in. I'm going to adjust my blanket so I have a stronger grip to my mat. I'm going to spread your fingertips wide. Your index or middle finger should be pointing towards the top of your mat. Go ahead and tuck your toes in. Our down dog, I'm going to pop the hips up. I'm starting to take my feet a hip width. And notice how my shoulders are rolling towards my wrists. I want to energize my body back towards my hips. Once I have that, then I want to relax my head between my upper arms. And start to take a moment here in stillness. If you have tight shoulders, perhaps you might need to take a wider grip with your hands. Tight hamstrings, stepping your feet a little wider than those hips. Okay. I'm gonna start to bend one knee at a time, pedaling into your feet. Just go ahead and just stretch the heels down towards the mat here. Continue to push your upper body back towards the hips. Feel the length commence between the shoulders, the upper back, the low back. Now let's go ahead and release. Come down to your knees, your child's pose. Find your breath here. Okay, let's lift your head up. Let's go ahead and come back onto our hands and knees. Taking the hands shoulder width, tucking our toes in one more time. And make sure your hands are underneath the shoulders this time. My knees are going to sit right underneath my hips. Now notice how my back is slightly arching. I'm caving my shoulders into my ears. Let's go ahead and engage your upper back. You're now shifting your energy down to the wrist. So push away from the floor. Notice how my upper back slightly engages. I'm drawing my belly in to engage the front side of my core. At this moment, you're going to tuck your toes in. We're going to lift the knees up, coming into your bear pose. Hold it here. Take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Another deep breath in. Keep pushing towards your upper back. Keep engaging your core for 3, 2, 1. I'm going to drop the knees down. Start to flip your fingertips back. And just start to rock forward and back to stretch out that wrist space. Okay. Let's start to flip those fingertips forward. And we're going to connect that into our down dog. Take a deep breath in. Start to push away from the floor. Lift into the upper back. Draw that belly in. And we're going to lift the knees up. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Keep on your toes. Just lift the hips as high as you can. Take the hands slightly forward. Take the feet at hip width. Stay on your toes. And then from here, without dropping your heels, you can push your upper body back towards the hips. There you go, beautiful. Then slow. Stretch the heels down. We're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to inhale, lift the heels up. Stay on your tippy toes so you can energize, push your shoulders back towards the hips. Feel the belly want to touch closer towards the thighs. And then exhale, draw your heels down. Last one, control the rhythm of your breath here. Lift the heels high. Push your energy back, hold it there. And then release your heels down for 3, 2, 1. Melt your knees down to the mat. Take the knees wider than your hips. Let the big toes touch. And we're going to rest the belly between your upper thighs. Go ahead and relax your forearms. We're going to come into an extended child's pose for 1 minute to cool down that heart rate. Okay. Start to bring yourself back up onto those hands and knees. And you're going to bring your knees right underneath the hip space here. Start to keep the hands at shoulder width. And we're going to come down for that last down dog you're going to have. So let's go ahead and lift up and back. Take your time. And each time you come into this position, you can probably notice yourself starting to warm up a little bit more. So I really love to rock my hips side to side in this last one. Perhaps even taking a couple more pedals, but to release my low back, I like to roll my knees in, creating that massaging motion into my lower back space. And once that feels good, I'm gonna step my feet a little wider. At this point, I'm trying to take my feet to the outside of my mat. Taking that wide-legged stance, we're gonna come into wide-legged down dog. So because I'm coming into a side angle view, my hands are in front of my shoulders. I am going to push my energy back towards my hips. My hips are slightly falling behind my heels here. And once you start to adjust into that, let the head come between your upper arms. And just close your eyes, let it feel good. Okay, start to guide your hands closer in towards your upper body. You can bring the hands to opposite elbows and just hang down low. If your arms are draping on the floor like mine, you can come down onto the forearms, or you can just bring your hands right between your legs. Just depending on how deep you like to go during this forward fold, you can bring your hands down towards the mat. And the deepest you can go deeper is if your fingertips are pointing forward, you're bending your elbows. Your elbows are going to continuously create a 90-degree angle. So as you start to lower your entire body down, if your hands are in front of your elbow, adjust the fingers back. Keep walking your hands back if you need to. And just slow start to hinge from your hip space. Adjusting your feet stance more narrow if you need to, or wider if you need to. And just really fold your upper body in. Another great option, since we're going to be here for quite some time, is to take the hands right behind your thighs, even reaching around the back of your calves, whatever you like. And just really start to bend your elbows so you have the momentum to fold that upper body in towards the lower body. So, a funny story, the first time I taught, and we were doing somewhat similar to a wide-legged forward fold. We were just doing a standing forward fold, and my muscles were tight behind my legs, and I was doing this, and I forgot that everyone watches what I do and mimics it. So when I looked between my legs, all my students behind me were doing just this as well, and I started cracking up. All right, let's go ahead and just slowly come up onto the hands here. Starting to crawl your hands right underneath the shoulder space. And let's take that left hand down towards the mat, right underneath your chest, and you're going to rotate that right arm up towards the sky. You can't see my right hand, but it's okay. You can also bring that right hand behind your low back to that half bind and just deepen into the breath for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna bring that right hand back down. You're gonna reverse over to the other side. So right hand right underneath the chest and spin up over towards the left. Option 1, keep your left fingertips up towards the sky. Option 2, left hand behind your lower back. And if you can always reach for that inner thigh space and hold it there for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's go ahead and relax that left hand down. Slowly start to heel toe that feet in. This way, when you start to lower yourself down onto your hands and knees, you can untuck your toes, hands to your feet, and just come into your modified child's pose. Okay. Go ahead and bring your hands forward. Now start to work on those beautiful hips. We're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders. Go ahead and just walk the knees behind your hips. You can tuck your toes in. I just want you to take that right leg back. And then just very gently bring the right knee up towards your chest. Step the right foot right between your hands, letting the right knee sit above your right foot. And notice how my left knee is not far behind my left hip. If you're starting to feel a stretch when you bend the right knee, stay where you are. If you need to go a little deeper, I'm going to start to pick up my left knee, move it back a couple more inches. And once that feels good, I'm going to start to check my heel to right knee alignment again. Coming onto my fingertip, bend your right knee, look down towards the mat. Close your eyes. Just deepen into your breath. Okay. Start to lift your head up. Hips are a little bit more warmed up. So we're going to start to go a little deeper. You're going to rise up onto that right thigh. Use your hands. Start to bend through the right knee. Really start to sink your body weight forward. Feel yourself going deeper into that front top side of your left hip. Now, while your lower body opens up into the hip space, I want you to bring that left elbow to the outer right thigh. Now, option 1, if you want to stay here, you can. You can probably feel that nice twist coming onto your low back right now. If you want to come into complete twist, let the hands come into prayer. Now, notice how my hands are to the right shoulder right now. I'm going to start to push my palms together so you can turn that right shoulder back, really deepen into a twist because I'm pushing my outer left arm into my outer right thigh. We have about 2 more breaths here. And then very gently just start to release out. Start to bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then start to flex the right foot. And you're going to slow pivot your hips towards that left heel. Even if you can't straighten out your knees, that's okay. The idea of this is just to take your time to roll back. Let the hands come back in if you need to. And now notice how I'm rounding my spine. I want you to take a moment here so you can lengthen and flatten that back, reaching your chest forward. And then on that exhale, we're going to deepen into this by rounding forward, bending your elbows, tucking that chin down towards the chest. And release. Let's go ahead and step that right foot forward. So this is a good time to start going even deeper into the hips. Start to walk that right foot out. Bring the right hand in. So at this point, you can see that my right foot is still facing forward. I want you to rotate the right toe out at that 45-degree angle. And now notice how my right knee is not hugging my upper right arm. I want to rotate my right knee towards my pinky toe. So I'm creating this external rotation into my hips. And to create that essence of being able to hold that, we're going to use our right hand today. So your option one is to use your left hand to prop your body up while you push your right knee away from your chest. Option two, you can adjust yourself down to the forearms and then put your right hand to your inner right thigh and start to rotate out. Okay, let's go ahead and just let the right knee roll back in. Start to guide yourself up onto the hands. And then very gently start to walk the right foot back in. Take that right hand outside of the right foot. And we're going to reverse out slow. Bring the left knee underneath the left hip. You're going to keep your right knee bent as you bring it back. Slowly start to slide the right knee back. Keep the right knee bent. And now my right knee's off the mat. I'm just going to take circular movements into my right hip. Letting it feel good. And then lower my right knee down. Beautiful. So I'm going to come on to the other side. I'm going to pivot my body so you can see what's happening here. Now we're going to pick up that left leg back. Go ahead and bring that left knee up toward your chest. Keep rounding your back. And then tuck that left foot between your hands. Take this time to start to walk the right knee behind your right hip. Go as far back until you can start to feel an opening into the front right hip flexor. Now take your time. Start to bend into the left knee, deepen into your own body. And we're going to hold it here for a few deep breaths. Gently lift your head up and let's go a little deeper into the hips. You're going to come up onto that left knee. Take this time to start to bend into that left knee. Try to use your hands to help you anchor that left knee down. Now, as the lower body works into that front right hip, let the upper body come into a twist. So you're going to slow, keep the left hand where it is. So you can wedge that right elbow to the outer left knee. Even if you stay here, that's fine because you're already coming into a twist to the low back. Now, if you like to go deeper, bring your palms to touch and just be mindful of that left elbow doesn't fly up towards the ceiling like this. You're going to notice that you're cringing up to the left shoulder. Really relax that left shoulder. Drop the left elbow towards the back of your mat. Maintaining that, then we're going to push into the palms, twist and turn over to the left. And you're going to hold it here for a few more breaths. Beautiful. Let's start to gently recline back, taking our hands back underneath the shoulders. Start to release out that hip space. Flex into the left foot. Slow, so rocking your hips back. Straighten out the left leg as you need to. Walk the hands back if that makes it easier. And if you flex into your left foot, you activate that back leg muscle. Let's go ahead. Instead of rounding your back, so you can extend your chest forward, lengthen out that back. And then exhale, release down. Okay. Let's take the left foot forward underneath your hands. And then we're going to walk the left foot out. Start to slide that left hand in. My hands are underneath my shoulders. I'm going to start to pivot through my heels and rotate my left toe out at an angle. Now, option one, remember that you can stay on your hands. Option two, you can come down to the forearms. Now, whatever option you choose, go ahead and take that left hand to your inner left thigh. You want to create external rotation. Start to rotate that left knee away from your body. So find a place where you can feel a stretch, but never overextend to the point where either you can't breathe or you start to feel pain. Okay. Just gently rise back onto your hands. Take your time. Going to walk that left foot gently underneath the left knee. Place the hands next to your body, next to that left foot. And we're going to start to walk that right knee forward. Once it's underneath that right hip, then go ahead and slide the left leg back, left knee bent, and circle into that left hip space. Once that feels good, start to take any movement into the hips. Okay. So to come back into a place of stillness, we're going to come into our single pigeon pose. So I ask you while you're here to make sure that you have your essential oil close to the top of your mat. We're going to make time for a yin posture, enjoying that sleeping pigeon while you enjoy some aromatherapy. So my knees are underneath my hips, my hands are underneath my shoulders. I'm just going to go ahead and just slide that right knee up behind my right hand. I'm going to lift my left knee this way I can walk my right foot over to the left and just slide that left leg all the way back. Now from here, depending on where you are in your body today, you can keep that right foot nice and close to your body for a more gentle stretch. If you want to go further, you can start to wedge that right footing up, making sure you flex the right foot. Right shin at the max is parallel to the top of your mat. And just for a moment here, just start to take the hands next to your body, roll it left and right, finding a alignment within your hip space. So you're squaring out that left hip to the right hip. And once you start to align the hips further to the left, hips are nice and flat and aligned. Take a moment. We're going to come down to the forearms. Start to let the lower body settle in. And go ahead and grab onto that essential oil. Same application to the inner wrist space. You're going to start to place this into your inner wrist, start to massage it in. Let it start to deepen you. And we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So I love to come down to my forearms. I love to just go ahead and bring my hands into prayer or interlace them. I'm just going to bow my head down. Just start to listen and deepen into your breath. If you like to stay here, you can. If you like to deepen into this posture for the last few breaths, you can go ahead and start to walk your hands forward. Start to lower your upper chest down towards the mat. Okay. At your own pace, I want you to just gently start to rise the upper body up. At this point, your outer hip is deeply, deeply worked into. But you're calm. The aromatherapy definitely helped you kind of take your focus elsewhere. So we're going to start to release out, taking that left knee up, just slowly walking that left knee underneath the left hip. Very gently, just gliding that right knee back. Same movement we did earlier, and you're just going to reverse the rotation. So before I was bringing it in and out. This time I'm going to bring it up and then rotate it out and in. So whatever circular motion you did the first time, do the opposite. So you're working into different rotation into your hips. And I'm going to drop that right knee down, take those hip rocks, hip rolls. And once you're ready, you're going to set up for that left side. So let's go ahead and shimmy that left knee forward. Pick up the right knee so you can glide that left foot over to the right and slide your right leg back. So take your time. You can keep the left foot close to your hip or use this moment to walk that left foot forward, flexing your left foot, giving yourself space to adjust for your own practice in this posture. And during that extra time we have, you can even take the hands out, start to roll into the hips. And once the body feels ready to square those hips out, you can just slowly find yourself in that space, rolling the hips over to the right as much as you can, still feeling that nice, beautiful stretch to the outer left hip. And let's go ahead and come down to the forearms. You need that extra application of oils again. By all means, you can apply them to the temples of your head this time, or even to the wrist. So this time doing it to the temples of my head, because I'm going to come back into that temple massage while I'm down here. And so you can use any point of your fingers, whatever feels good and more natural to you. I find that I have a better pressure point when I'm starting to use my thumbs. I place my index towards my forehead and I just start to create circular motions with my thumbs to my temples. And what really helps here is that however way I rotate and move into my fingers when I'm rolling into my temples, and make sure I connect my breath with it. Nice thing about taking it with your thumbs is that you even have more control through your facial structure to give yourself a nice facial massage. So I'm literally, if you look up to your screen, I'm literally behind my fingertips. I'm starting to move my thumbs along my cheekbone, down through my jawline, and then upwards, taking a circular movement into my temples, and then back along my cheekbone, down through my jawline. So, if you've been to any of my meditation workshops in the past, where I've given you a scalp massage, a facial massage, it's almost the same exact movement that you're doing yourself. And this is so good for helping you improve the circulation into your facial structure and just self loving moments. And after stimulating some circulation and blood flow back into your face, your temples, you can take the last moments to start to extend the arms forward, letting the body rest down towards the mat. And just close your eyes. Hmm. Ah. Go ahead and take your time here. You can slow, start to reverse out at your own pace, meeting me back into that tabletop pose, reversing out step by step, taking the knees back underneath the hips, sliding that left knee back, and reversing that circular motion that you did before. Just ending on a good note, hip rocks, hip rolls. Okay. Go ahead and just slide that hip down to the heels. Relax your hands, relax your forearms. Just go ahead and slow down. If you'd like to add a shoulder stretch in your child's pose, this is an optional adjustment. You can look up to me if you like. And just very calmly, you can take any arm underneath the other arm, keeping your hips still down onto your heels. Just thread the arm through. Let the head rest down to the mat. A very gentle stretch here through the shoulders, a gentle twist through the belly. Then after a few breaths, you can start to reverse that movement with the other arm through. And just wherever you are, let's go ahead and just start to come back towards the center by walking our hands back towards the knees so we can roll that body one vertebrae at a time. Hmm. Only when you're ready, then open your eyes. You're going to swing your legs forward and come towards the middle of your mat. And at this point of our practice, as we wind down for Shavasana, we're going to come into one last aromatherapy exercise. So go ahead and open up that essential oil of yours. And take this time, take a good couple of deep breaths or movements with your oil. And I want you to just start to spread your hands with a lot of the oil. So when you start to kind of massage that into your skin, you have a good excess amount on your hands. And we're gonna go ahead and bring our feet together like so. Not close to my hip. I'm just gonna take it further apart because my focus is actually to my feet in this posture. We're gonna give our feet a massage. So our feet has so many pressure points, and it's so good just to do this right before bed because it encourages blood flow, circulation, and it's also really good for helping you have a deep, good night's sleep. So if you need more, by all means, you can take more as you need to. And what I like to do is I like to take my thumbs and I place it to the arch of my foot, and I start to just massage in an up and down motion. And I really use my entire thumbs motion towards that inner arch of my foot. You can do this for a few more breaths, letting those deep breaths help you slow down the stroke and the massaging motion. So while this is not more for scent and aroma like we did earlier in class, your feet has a lot of receptors for absorbing all the benefits of the oils. So that's why I love to leave this last. And once you're done with that, if you need more oil, you can. And at this point, just go ahead and just start to use your fingertips on the outside. Start to massage through the tops of your feet. Same thing, use your thumbs to massage the soles of your feet in a circular wide motion. You can just kind of alternate, use your fingertips to massage the tops of your feet. up and down stroke or even a circular stroke. And as you start to work through your feet, you can close your eyes and even to the extent of starting to take even additional pressure points. So a lot of massaging, I feel like, gets so deep when you start to use the heels of your hands, the heels of those palms. And I like to use the heels of my hands to just massage right inside of my feet through the arch, from like my heel space up through the arch and out. And after you kind of worked into the inner feet, I start to bring the soles of my feet to touch the floor. And the last part we're going to work on is the top of your feet. So I take some more oils. Even if you want to, you can apply the oils to the tops of your feet. And then when you're done, just start to use, again, the heels of your hands through the fingertips and just start to massage them in. I take my thumbs towards, again, the inner arch, the inner sides of my feet, and move it up and down. I use my fingertips to massage the tops of my feet up through tops of my toes. And the last thing I do right before I come into that Shavasana space is I just do this one foot at a time. So whatever foot you have a preference for, I kind of interlace all my fingertips inside my toes and I squeeze my fingertips and my toes together. Start to circle into my toe space, my ankle space. One of my teachers taught me this when we first went through yoga teacher training and we were getting introduced to essential oils. Our first application was actually our feet, and she emphasized how there's just so many receptors in this space, and there's so many benefits of massaging your feet, and it's just like reflexology massage, but on yourself. You can do that with your other foot. And then if you need to, for the last few moments, you can even just start to use your thumbs just to kind of roll and flex and point your feet. Okay. So your feet has all that essential love. They'll naturally just carry all the benefits and absorb it in. And we're going to come into Shavasana. So go ahead at your own pace, whatever props you have. If you have lights, go ahead and start dimming them. And then just start to set up yourself for your most comfortable Shavasana. Allow your body to settle in. Allow your mind to drift away with your breath. A deep breath in, a deep breath out. Calm breath in, calm breath out. Breath by breath, thoughts of your mind quiet. Breath by breath, the state of your body deeply relaxed. The last few breaths. Let's release out our final moments to let go, to let go, to let go. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale, open your mouth. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Join me in this last breath we take. A deep belly breath in. Exhale, open your mouth. Okay. Start to stretch your arms behind your head. Curl your knees up towards your chest. Roll over to your favorite side. When you're ready, with your eyes closed, rise up to your seated pose. Tonight, we bring our hands into prayer to our heart center. Our hands wherever we are in this life, wherever we are in our own path of life. May you find it in yourself to find joy, to find moments of complete bliss, of complete happiness. When we lift our head, open our eyes. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. I hope you guys enjoy that. I know I went a little longer. I didn't want to miss anything for you guys. So feel free to hop off if you need to. I'm going to start to wind us down. Namaste and have a good night.